Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here. In this video, we're talking about N64, 3DS, and more. Let's get started. Alright, we'll kick things off here talking about N64 emulation with RMG, which stands for Subscribe to Mr. Sujano, or Rosalie's Mupen GUI, depending on how you want to interpret that. Anyways here, Rosalie's Mupen GUI is a free and open source Mupen 64 Plus GUI written in C++. And it just got a brand new update. So version 0.4.2 just released, and this one has some fixes and some improvements. It fixes window behavior settings when you're saving Glide 64 settings when in-game. It adds VRU support to RMG input. It adds controller hotkey support to RMG input. And it improves window tile by using ROM file name when the ROM isn't in the database. And speaking about inputs, next up we're talking about Nintendo Switch emulation on PC with Ryujinx. A lot of people have been asking me why I've been covering Yuzu a lot lately and not Ryujinx, and there's a couple big reasons for that. So I'm pretty sure I've talked about this one before, but if we take a look at a lot of the recent Ryujinx changes, the bottom line says code cleanup, no expected changes in games. And there are a lot of these changes. The Ryujinx team is working on things, they're just behind the scenes. And the second reason is that sometimes changes get pulled before I can talk about them, like this input change here I was excited about. ABXY button should have the correct default mapping on the controller profile regardless of brand. That change was pulled. It was reverted due to causing issues with the official Nintendo controllers. So it's not that nothing is happening with Ryujinx, just nothing that's affecting the end user right now. However, there is a change here worth mentioning, and that's with version 1.1.953. The change makes it easier to launch games in full screen mode from third-party launchers. So if you use something like Launchbox or Steam Big Picture, Ryujinx is going to play nicer with it. But moving on, and next up we're talking about Nintendo 3DS emulation with Mikage, and as you probably already know, Mikage is taking the summer off. But they did post a few fun facts about them. They say some facts to counter common myths about Mikage. This is going to be spicy, so sit tight. Mikage is a passion project, and it goes all the way back to 2014 when the main developer NeoBrain co-authored Citra. Unlike most others, we aren't just repackaging Citra into 10 different mediocre remixes. We're building something new and exciting, which naturally doesn't happen in a month or two. It's up to us when we release, and nobody is forcing you to read the updates we provide along the way. Most people here prefer the updates over silence. For slower paced, more focused updates, there's a blog on mikage.app. I'm not going to really read over the rest here. I'll drop a link to the series of tweets in the description below in the event that you do want to check them out. I will say though, I really didn't see anything overly spicy, nothing overly controversial, just some good information. But switching over to crazy, and I'm certain there's going to be a whole bunch of YouTube videos on this one, and this is an actual title over on IGN, it's not fake. Baldur's Gate 3 lets you have sex with a druid in bear form. I wish I was joking. Now, interestingly enough, as far as I know here, this was not a bug, and it actually was intentional. If you are curious about this one, I'll drop a link to the article in the description below and feel free to check it out. I've scared a bear off a campsite before, and trust me, it's not something you'd want to have a romantic encounter with, but I guess whatever floats your boat. Next up, we're talking about a brand new controller, or fight stick, or button box, or whatever you want to call it. This one's from JunkFood Custom Arcades, who's famous for the Snackbox Micro. They say FGC, rhythm gamers, brawler players, speedrunners, RPG players, third-person gamers, etc. We have something new for you. Announcing the SWORL, a fight stick-like experience for multiple game genres. So first and foremost, this is going to be a pretty compact side, and we can even see the beveling on the edges to make things possibly a little bit more comfortable for your palms. We can see the WASD layout. We can see some more buttons than normal on the right-hand side. Instead of 8 buttons, we've got 10. And we also have two very interesting trackball looking things. So JunkFood Custom Arcade says these are super comfortable thumb domes. They remove the stick part of thumbsticks and give a grippy trackball like experience that returns to center. The side of your thumb is used instead of the center. You can try this out yourself by rolling a rubber ball with the side of your thumb. In my opinion, this is pretty innovative and a smart idea. I mean, in games like Street Fighter 6 and World Tour mode, where the right control stick adjusts the camera, It'll be a lot easier to do on something like this and makes this controller a lot more versatile. I'm curious as to your thoughts on this one, so let me know in the comments below what you think about the SWORL. And last up here, we're talking about Gamer64, and you may be familiar with Gamer64 based on some Android emulator forks, like Citra Enhanced, Dolphin 360, and Dolphin Enhanced. And Gamer64 has announced they're no longer going to be developing Android emulators. So if you like those emulators, it appears they'll no longer get updates. Gamer64 has purchased a Steam Deck and they're interested in the PC side of things. But anyways, that is all I've got for you in this one. Straight to the point, all stuff and no fluff. We talked about a bunch today. Let me know your thoughts about absolutely any of it in the comments below. If you like this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button, check out my other videos. Don't tempt fate, save your state.